Hello, it's Rygers. In today's video, I will show you my PvE build, which I am using for most activities. So, let's begin. Firstly, let's talk for which activities is this build best suitable, because it's not the highest DPS build for Crusader, but it's not the purpose. The purpose of this build is to have 100% uptime for your skills. So, it's for open world, terror rifts, Abyssal Verge runs, Accursed Towers runs, hidden lairs, and elder rifts. And this build is not ideal, or I cannot suggest this build for dungeons, raids, Hellslayer's bounties, but it can be used for Hellslayer's bounties, Obsidian pillars, and for challenge rifts. For these activities I have different builds, but it's for another video. Let's look how this build works in real action. So let's run one Abyssal Verge run, and you will see how smooth this is, and I really like this build for these runs. So okay, let's start, and as you can see, the mobs are dying without problems, and we have 100% uptime for our skills, and the DPS or the damage in overall is enough to kill the mobs without the problems. So it's nice smooth run, and I do not feel that I need the Heart of Grandeur here, or the banner, or the combination, because as you can see, even the orange elite mobs is dying immediately. Blue mobs has no chance. Look at how we are quick. Of course, I have to tap my skills in right time, so if I messed up my rotation, then I am dropping down from my horse, but I think that you understand my point. And here again you can see how the smooth the run is, and I'm killing everything. So the downside of this build is that the DPS output is, or the single target DPS is not so high, and that's the reason why I am not using this, for example, for Hellslayer's bounties. It's great for basic mobs, but not so good versus the bosses. But as I said, I had a different build for activities where are strong bosses. For activities where the most of the time you are fighting the basic mobs, this build is the best in my opinion, because you can run it for 100% uptime. So let's finish this Abyssal Verge run. It will be soon, because usually I want to have 1500 points for 6 normal gems. It's like my most efficient run, and here is the boss. But as you can see here, the boss has no so much HP, as is dead very quickly too. Let's start with our skills. So it's Falling Sword, Consecration, Condemn, Draw and Quarter, because Draw and Quarter of course is backbone of this build, and my primary is Punish here. My Paragon is Paragon Slinger with these 5 skills, and my special skill is the Lightning Rod, but to be honest, the special skills are not so good, and especially for this PvE build it's not important which you choose, but I prefer the Lightning Rod. But if you want, you can choose the Roaring Strike, or even you can use a shield, but it really doesn't matter. Let's move to our set items. I am using 4-piece Vitus for increased beneficial effects and for attack speed increase, and then maybe it will be surprise for some of you, but I am using 4-piece Shell Bass, which increase damage and speed for my primary attack. But the reason is that I like Crusader's primary attack, and you definitely do not use the 4-piece shell bass. Maybe better combination would be 2-piece shell bass, 2-piece flagellant, but the difference is not so high. Let's move to my legendary gems. They are still the same, so let's talk about it quickly. So I have Gloom Cask, Phoenix Ashes, Hellfire Fragment, Maw of the Deep, Void Spark, Bloodsoul Jade, Horror Skull. Here I am using as an auxiliary Roiling Consequence and Starfire Shard. And yeah, for Phoenix Ashes, for PvE, I am using here as an auxiliary Battle Hope. But of course, if you have high level rank Pain Clasp, then you can use it for PvE. It's a really great gem and it will increase your DPS. And for example, it's here. The new 2-star legendary gem Morne School is very good gem too, so if you have it, you can use it. It will increase your DPS. Now let's move to our legendary gear. So let's start with Helm. I am using the Shatterbank, which is the Lightning Consecration. In my previous video I did a huge test between the consecrations, between the Burn, Radiance and this Lightning Consecration. So I will post a link for this video here as a pinned comment, so you can watch it. But I prefer the most the Shatterbank. My chest is Akarat's Rebuke. Maybe this is again surprise for some of you that it's not the Heart of Grandeur, but as I said on the beginning, the purpose of this build is to have 100% uptime for skills, and Akarat's Rebuke is 100% uptime, but the Heart of Grandeur has some cooldown. Same is for Helm, why I'm not using the banner, the fire banner for this build, because it has cooldown, but the Shatterbank has 0 cooldown. My shoulders are Sifcat Advantage. It's for our horse because we want to have 100% uptime for our horse. Pants are Galloping Brilliance. My main hand is Observer. My second main hand is Luminous Rain. My offhand is Gallows Green. It's a new essence again because it's perfectly complementary with my consecration, and you will see where it is. Give me a second. Oh, come on. Here. Enemies affected by your consecration take 22.8% increased damage from you for 3 seconds, which is great DPS boost. And my second offhand is Batteritum, which increased the damage of my Condemn, Akarat's Rebuke. My Reforges are, as you can see here, damage to players increased, attack speed increased, duration of beneficial effect increased, all skill damage increased, and primary attack damage increased. I have on some of my pieces I have damage to players increased, and on some I have critical hit damage increased. And maybe here I have here it is, I have critical hit damage increased. So that's my Reforges. Now let's look on our DPS test for 10-second window. So it's 30.6 million. As you can see, this is absolutely not the highest DPS, but for activities which we are using this build, it's absolutely alright. And again, we have 100% uptime. Here you can see the damage, 8.9 million from my Punish, 2.3 for Falling Sword, 1.6 from Consecration, 7.7 from Condemn, here from Legendary Gems, 9.8. Maybe you will ask why I am not using Let's look here why I am not using my main hand here. Let's look the Sanctified Scribe, because Second Fire deals 47.5% increased damage to shocked enemies, and our Lightning Consecration is shocking the enemies, so let's test it. Okay, let's clear everything, and now let's test the DPS output again. And as you can see, the damage overall is a little bit lower, 28.6 million. And look at the damage from the Second Fire. It's 8 million, but from the Punish it was 8.9. But here my Consecration deals a little bit lower damage. I don't know why. But my legendary games were higher. It doesn't matter, but the point is that the difference between Punish and Second Fire, even with this essence, which should increase the damage a lot, is almost non-existent. And I like the Punish more than the Second Fire, so that's the reason why I am using the Punish and the Observer essence and not this one. Let's look how it works in Terror Rift. And again, the mobs are dying almost immediately, as you can see. Yeah, this build is fun to play for me and works great, because my goal here is to have 100% uptime for my skills without interruption. Oh, look at this, look at this. I love how the numbers pops up. Yeah. So you are able to clear the mobs very quickly. Okay, now there's no one here, but now they are spawning. And again, it's up to you if you want to use 4-piece Shell Bass set or 2-piece Flagellant, or maybe some different combination a little bit. It should work. It should work. Everything should work here. Oh, I did mistake. I am missing 10 points. And let's see how quickly I will be able to kill the boss. We need some more shards. Okay. And now let's summon the boss. Look at this. It's very fast. Boss is dead. No problem. Keep in mind, guys, that for this build, or in general, it's must have to stack as much beneficial effects as possible, and you need awakening slots and some cooldown reductions from your magic attributes are very good too, because thanks to all of this we have 100% uptime for our skills, and as you can see here I have 14% cooldown reduction. So I hope, guys, you enjoyed the video, and thanks you for watching. See ya next time.